Hello, how are you? Today we are going to learn how to transfer a client from bed to a chair. This is one of the skills. As you can see from the picture, this client is sitting on the bed, so the caregiver is trying to hold the gate belt or transfer belt, so trying to get her up. Now he is working on it. Over here, he got her up. So this is what we are going to learn, but step by step. And so we get the client up from the bed, stand them up, then we'll put them on the chair or wheelchair. If you are going to take the state exam for the HCA certification, what's required in there was you need to know the client is lying down on the bed like that, and you are going to use a gait belt. The client can stand but is unable to walk. That means you need to help to transfer. To successfully demonstrate, whenever you do the skill, as usual, you need to remember the swipe method. S is you need to prepare your materials before you start any procedure and wash your hand, identify yourself, who you are, and provide privacy for the client and explain the procedure and scan the area for any safety. Or when you finish your procedure, you have to give a cell phone or a call light, whatever the client needs. So we need to do this. We need to incorporate the swipes in the skills. So now let's say you introduce yourself. Hi, my name is Mary. Today I'm going to transfer you from the bed to a chair. Is that okay with you? So if that's okay, you go ahead and proceed. So if everything is fine, the first thing that you have to do is position the chair or wheelchair close to bed with the arm of the wheelchair almost touching the bed. And then you have to lock the wheelchair. And you need to fold or remove the footrest. That's the next step. And then before you transferring that client, you have to make the client close to the bed, and so you can ask them to scoot up for you, or if you have to roll them, you help them to roll so they are close to the edge of the bed. Ask this client to roll toward the side of the bed. And then you have to provide support holding behind client shoulders or back and hips, assist client to a sitting position. So as you can see here, this lady is at the edge of the bed already. So this caregiver is trying to help her to sit down. So as you can see here, he hold one hand on this side, the other one on this side. He sat her. Now she's sitting down. And the next step is before you transfer to the wheelchair, you need to make sure that person has a shoe. So if there is a tie you need to tie it. Or if there's a non-skid footwear, you go ahead and do it. And lock the wheelchair. So make sure the wheelchair doesn't go away from you while you are transferring. And make sure the client feet are flat on the floor before standing, like the 90-degree angle is very convenient. And then now for this skill you need a gait belt. So you need to apply transfer or gait belt over clothing around client waist with enough room to allow for placement of flat of hand only between belt and client's body. Make sure if client doesn't have any kind of conditions that doesn't let you to do that. Then you need to stand in front of a client and you need to grasp the transfer belt on the side or around back when assisting client to stand throughout the transfer. Now you're trying to stand up this client. So you hold the transfer belt like that. You make them to hug you. Brace one or both of client legs. As you can see, his legs are between, her legs are between. Then the client will stand up. The client stand up. Now you have to sit that client to the wheelchair. So you need to pivot a little bit. So turn client upon standing so that the back of the legs are centered against the seat of the wheelchair. So when you are pivoting this person to this wheelchair, you have to cue client to hold onto the armrest. You see here? before sitting in a wheelchair. So that person holds the armrest and trying to pivot, and you provide control, gentle lowering into the wheelchair. Slowly you put that person in a wheelchair. Now that person is in a wheelchair already. Reposition client with hips touching the back of the wheelchair, and make sure client's body is aligned with the chair. Now you're done. So the next step is you need to remove the gate belt or transfer belt. If there is, you already used it. Then position client's foot on a footrest, just like here, or lock the wheelchair. If the person doesn't want to be locked, if the person needs to go, that's fine. But if the person stays there, you need to lock it and leave client in a wheelchair with a proper alignment and fit position on a footrest. And you're done. Congratulations. You have to wash your hand all the time when you're done the procedure. Thank you very much. These are the references that I used.